Do you agree with him? Do you think Puerto Rico's debt needs to be wiped out?
Well, it certainly needs to be restructured, and that's precisely what we're doing. We're having several listening sessions to take into consideration the multiple stakeholders that have issues related to our debt, not just the creditor class, but folks who would be affected in Puerto Rico and elsewhere. So, of course, we take into consideration the president's comments, but there are other comments that folks have made that we need to take into consideration.
If I could articulate what I think is the dilemma that you face, Puerto Rico needs a ton of money, billions and billions of dollars, in order to put the island back together. However, the federal government's not going to give them nearly everything they need, so they're going to have to borrow. They can't borrow right now because you're all in a big fight with creditors. So that's got to get solved before you can move forward and they can re-access the capital markets so they can begin rebuilding. Do I articulate that correctly? Is that the issue that you guys face?
Yeah, it's the major issue. There's no doubt we're in a tough spot, and precisely circumstances have changed after Hurricane Maria, which is why we're reevaluating and we'll be redoing the fiscal plan, which we had certified last March. And therefore, we're taking into consideration multiple points of views from multiple stakeholders in order to put together a credible plan that will be the path forward for Puerto Rico and for creditors as well.
How much money is it going to take to rebuild Puerto Rico?
Well, the government of Puerto Rico has provided Congress that an estimate of $94 billion is what the government submitted.
And you think that's enough?
Well, it's not my place to say. We're not tasked with the rebuilding efforts. We will have to pass judgment over oversight of certain funds, particularly those that are provided by Congress in the form of loans. Those will fall under our purview, but it's up to the central government in Puerto Rico to make those determinations.
Yes, and we should, for the viewer who maybe hasn't been paying that much attention to what's been happening there, Puerto Rico's finances have been such a mess for such a long time. Long before the hurricanes occurred, there was this oversight board created by Congress. You are a member of it now. I don't mean to harp on the debt, because as we show video of people suffering dramatically, a lot of people might think, why are you so concerned about the bondholders when, in fact, you need all this money for actually, rebuilding the place? But somehow they've got to be able to go back to the capital markets. What is your plan so that way they can actually borrow again? If they can't, I've seen countries that can't do this. Greece, when they have to live on their own tax revenues. Argentina, when they have to live on their own tax revenues. Puerto Rico isn't a country, it's an island part of the United States. But what's your plan for them accessing the capital markets again?
Right, we're a territory of the United States, and I think it's important to note that the majority view amongst the people of Puerto Rico is that we must repay some of our debt. I say some because it needs to be restructured. As you pointed out, we owe over $72 billion in debt, and it's simply an untenable situation for Puerto Rico. So what is our plan to get? Our plan to move forward and regain market access, which is an integral part of our mandate, our law, is to put together a credible fiscal plan with buy-in from all stakeholders, including the creditor community, that will instill investor confidence and will allow us to eventually return to the market.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.